Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about INTPs and social situations. So, INTPs in social situations will sort of be half there, half in their head, and may find themselves not listening to what the person is saying and drift off into a stream of thoughts about what someone may have said earlier on in the conversation, intrigued about what they said, and sort of going off and off and off into the distance, analysing what they said. The person may look at you like, "What are you listening to me?" sort of thing, but it's just a natural sort of cycle that the INTP goes through in conversation. I've noticed this with myself a lot, where I'm talking to someone, they'll say something sort of semi-interesting at the beginning, and then they'll ramble on about smaller details or something. It's like I can block that out while I grasp the bigger thing they've mentioned and break that down. And I'm not listening, but it's as if I am, because later on I can be like, yep, I understand, whatever, as if I've heard what they've said, but I haven't, sort of thing. It's hard to understand, but I think a lot of INTPs can relate to that. Maybe it's just pretending that we've heard when we haven't. But then you look back in a few seconds and like, oh yeah, that's what they said, sort of thing. It's you're not consciously listening, but it still goes in. That's probably just a remarkable thing about the brain in general. But I've definitely noticed that, and I think other INTP types will know about that. Another thing about social situations is you might think, oh, you're coming across as weird, and thinking that you're looking weird is more likely to put across to the other person that they think you're weird. And another thing with communication is I can be staring at someone and then I'll be sort of analysing their body language without listening to the words. And it'll be awkward because they're like, oh, did you just hear what I said? Oh, whoops, sorry. I was like just sort of interested in human body language for a moment there. It's such a detached analysis of the situation. It's as if you're not really there. It's just it's sort of like you're pulling cards out in a situation that you've seen other people use in order to communicate with others, because your views aren't always just your own, and you're confused about emotional expression. So you're sort of like, okay, in this situation, I'll just smile a bit while I say this thing that I'm not sure if it's funny to them, but I'll say it anyway just to bring about a bit of more harmony in the conversation or something like that. You're likely to mimic their behaviour, I've noticed, as an INTP. A lot of... if I go into a hairdresser's, for example, and the lady there's like really outgoing and flamboyant and everything, I'll also be like, hello, how are you? Or if I go into some place and there's a grumpy old man, I'll just be like, yeah, I'll talk on his same level just to communicate, because it's not really... I'm not really fussed about what I'm trying to put across, but it's like, how do I handle the situation? Okay, I'll mimic his behaviour so this isn't awkward, because INTPs don't like conflict. And a big thing is about avoiding it is just mimicking people's behaviour. INTPs are generally well liked. I think it's because of their ability to mimic behaviour, whereas other types are more personal about their views, whereas INTPs will just say the facts about things and relate to others so easily. People have suggested, why don't you do a job where you're counselling or something like that, because you relate to others so well. But genuinely, I don't relate well to others. It's more just learned behaviours I've used in situations in order to get on with others. It's not so much, I genuinely connect with this person. No, it's more like, in this situation, I want to avoid awkwardness, so I'll mimic their behaviour and relate to them, repeating what they say, basically using all the principles counsellors use in order to relate to people on the similar level. So it's interesting in social situations. I have had social anxiety. However, you sort of learn through experiences on how to approach certain people. And I find in the moment of doing it, it isn't as bad as the anticipation. So a lot of it is a mental anticipation that's the problem of the situation without realizing the situation itself isn't that bad. I find that as an INTP, when I'm thrown into a situation where I have to try and figure something out, it's not that hard. But it's always just that bit of tension. Like, I'd rather not be in an awkward social situation, but if it does happen, it's not too bad. So it's sort of a work in progress for INTPs. And I hope you've gained something from this video. And thank you. Bye.